Hi, it's Trader Clay. Welcome back. We're going to take a quick look at Bitcoin, Ethereum, and towards the end, take a look at ETH BTC ratio and Bitcoin dominance. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Please hit the subscribe button, give us a like, and notifications as well for your next videos. Yeah, so up or down, bro? That's the question. Well, the answer to that is you need a plan for both. Right now, Bitcoin is on the monthly chart, just still in this consolidation of about 3 months. And when we go down to the weekly, we can see that it's in a range, and it's been ranging for the past, quite a while, number of weeks. Not as long as this consolidation by any means, but the level I'm looking at is this weekly candle here, just the candle body. I think if Bitcoin gets a close back over here, then we're looking good and we're likely going to push up. Wouldn't be surprised to see it push up to the top of the range. We've kind of come down, we've swept the bottom again, and if we go down to we'll go down to the 3-day, and it's just kind of in this tight consolidation again here. We've run some lows right here on the 3-day, and we go down to the 1-day, we can take a look. Yeah, we swept that 1-day level. As mentioned in past video, we got in a long down here and pushed up, did quite well, closed that, and when we got up to this range here, I'll go down to the 12-hour. We swept all the highs that were along here. I mentioned this in my last video, had a lot of liquidity here. We came down into this 1-hour order block that I have marked out here, went right to the midway point. I got in along, we pushed up, swept this liquidity here. I didn't get a short here. It's not in line with the high time frame market structure. Wing high here, and right here on the 12-hour, Bitcoin broke market structure to the upside, swept, pushed down, swept the bottom here, and right here, I'll show you, on the 1-hour, I had marked out a fair value gap. And as this went up, I thought this is going to want to come down and tap into that, because these fair value gaps are a good area. There's so much buying down here after we tap the midway of this order block on the 1-hour. There's no wicks between this point, and this creates a fair value gap. And the market does not like inefficient fair value gaps where there's only buying. Sellers want to have an opportunity to fill these gaps, and potentially at some point it'll clear right through this gap, fill this gap, and possibly take out the liquidity down here. But for now, I was watching for a wick somewhere into this range, and that's exactly what we got. I got a wick in here, and I started paying attention, and I zoomed down to the 15-minute at that point, and I was watching this market structure here, and then market structure broke to the upside here. By my definition, this candle, this green candle, closed above this red candle. So now we have a bullish order block. The down candle before the up move that broke market structure. And it also technically broke market structure here. So there's 2 breaks of market structure on the 15 after other breaks of market structure down in the 5-minute that I was also watching. So when price started coming down, pushing up, I decided, you know what, I'm gonna take a long, and that's what I did. I put my stop down here, go to the 1-hour. So where's my target, right? I've got this good entry, fair value gap, and I'm expecting price to push up and probably take out this liquidity here, but I'm gonna scale out of some profits here because this is the first trouble area. We've got a bearish order block here that price might react from, but I think it'll possibly come up to this point, and that's a 2.5 hour trade. If I let it run, or if it looks really bullish and keeps going, that's almost a 4 hour trade. And there's liquidity up here again now, and here and here, and as well, this is the midpoint of that range. And when I go and I look on the weekly range, what do we have? Again, just like our last trade here that swept Monday's low, got back in, we longed, took a long, took profit. Same things happened. We've gone down, swept Monday's low into the fair value gap. See, this is what I'm talking about when I talk about confluence. It's confluence with a high time frame. We've got a fair value gap. We've got a sweep of the highs. We've got, you know, something the market's going to want to come down to. These things almost act like a magnet sometimes. Price dips in there, pushes up. So we're in this long. It closed back in Monday's range, right? We got a 1 hour close back in the Monday's range. That's more confluence. It says, okay, we've reclaimed Monday's range. We're likely to push to Monday's mid-range and likely to push up to Monday's high. So this is another area I'll be looking at. But if we're bullish on the 12-hour, which is what I'm considering, because we've had a market structure break here, 12 hours now bullish. The 12-hour is bullish until such time, we can consider it bullish until such time as we get a candle body close below here and even below here. So it's a lot of, you can see there's a lot of buying pressure here. And what I'm thinking is that, and here's the daily chart, and it's ranging. It's in quite a range. I'm going to put on the Monday's range, and we could see it's following, it's right along in Monday's range. Go down to the 12-hour, and we could see the previous trade I took down here with this sweep of these lows. This 12-hour sweep of these lows, and price pushed up. I thought there's still liquidity up here. There's still these, there was, you know, these equal highs for my last trade, and it didn't quite hit them. So we took profit, and now it's come all the way down. That was a nice 8-hour trade. Price pushed up, didn't quite take out the liquidity here, which means it's still sitting there. There's sell stops that are just sitting up here waiting to be taken, but it didn't happen yet. Instead, it made another lower high as a wick, pushed down back into this area. Go down to the 4-hour. I'll take this trade off because that's done. And it pushed down here. And when it did that, I was watching again. Go down to the 1-hour. There's this 1-hour order block. And I was paying attention as price came down in this area because I was considering what kind of reaction it would have. Would it sweep these lows and then push up? Or would it just, with this order block, hold for a push higher? So when we go down to the 15-minute, I looked and there's a 15-minute order block. The one that I was watching when I took the previous trade that went to the range high of Monday's range high. So that's come down, tapped the mid-range of that 15-minute order block, and it started to push up. We got a market structure break here. We got a market structure break here. We got a retrace back into this new order block, and also a reclaim of Monday's low. That's enough confluence for me to hop in along, which I've done, and my target is Monday's high. And just like the last trade I took, right through here, we want to see what happens at Monday's mid-range, And if that looks good, if it reclaims Monday's mid-range, then we'll look at Monday's high. And I'm considering that now there's not only liquidity here, 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 there's also liquidity here now, right? Because this area got swept, a lot of people got in shorts, and there's more buy stops sitting up here. So there's a lot of reasons for Ethereum to push up past this level at some point, even if it wicks up. But currently we're pushing up. This is looking good. Like I said, I got it down, got in the trade down here around this level just before it went into Monday's low. It was kind of aggressive. I was looking in the lower time frames, but it's 1 hour. I'm willing to risk that, and if it hits my target, that's almost a 5-hour trade. So we'll see what happens with that one. Now let's go over and take a look at Bitcoin dominance. So looking at Bitcoin dominance is kind of interesting at this point in time, because this was the monthly candle that caused price to retrace and go down and break market structure. And it came all the way down here into this area of support. It ranged for a while, and now we've expanded back up into this order block. And I'm just watching to see, you know, if it starts to top out here. Potentially could signal the top for Bitcoin when it eventually does start going down. But I mean, it's got a long wick. It'd be interesting to see where this candle closes. As it closes an SFP, right? So does the candle body of this candle close below here? Could mean lower Bitcoin dominance going forward. We'll have to wait and see, but that is quite an SFP. I'm taking a look at that. And we'll go to ETH BTC, which is pretty much the inverse of this chart. And it's kind of, like I say, if you flip this upside down, it'll look like the Bitcoin dominance chart. We've come all the way down here. We've got a long wick on the monthly into some key levels. A lot of monthly support down here. So we'll have to see what happens. I mean, I'd need to see quite a bit more structure down here before thinking this is going to reverse, just like Bitcoin dominance, because it's been in such a downtrend. It's just been in this downtrend, like I've mentioned before, since, you know, a couple of years. That's a long time. But when this thing starts to move, ETH will be outperforming Bitcoin when this starts moving up. You know, and even if we get a bump or two and a month or two of upside here, maybe a few weeks, that could have a little mini alt season perhaps. Who knows? We'll see what happens. But like I say, this just keeps wanting to go down. So where this bottoms, not too sure. Where Bitcoin dominance tops, not too sure. But you know, we're just going level to level and watching the market and getting in trades at high time frame levels of interest, and then narrowing it down, finding order blocks within those high time levels, and marking out order blocks on lower time frames, and taking trades that are in line with the high time frame direction. So that's kind of my view on the market and what I'm looking to do. Trade I'm in, and we'll see what happens, right? We'll maybe come back in another few days and take a look. So yeah, thanks for watching. I don't want to make this too long, but leave a comment, hit the like button, appreciate it. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'll be doing these at least on a weekly basis. Thank you.